Professor Hester, Plant Habitats.
Hi, everyone. I'm Professor Esther Hester, and this is my nephew, Lester. Today, we are at a botanical garden. A botanical garden is a special kind of garden that has many different kinds of plants. How about we take a look around and decide which plant we want to plant in your backyard, Lester?
Okay, that sounds great.
These plants come from all over the world, but in here, we aren't seeing them in their natural habitats.
What?
Habitat, a place in nature where plants and animals usually live, is called a habitat. For example, some plants are usually found in deserts. Other plants are mainly found in forests, and some plants are found only high up in the mountains. Those are all habitats.
My habitat is at my mom and dad's house.
It sure is, Lester. Plants in one habitat often look quite different from plants that live in a different habitat, but plants have special parts that help them survive where they live, like this one. Do you know what kind of plant this is?
I sure do. It's a cactus. I saw a lot of them when we were on vacation in Arizona.
That's right, Lester. This is a saguaro cactus. Notice how it doesn't have any leaves? That's because it has to survive in a desert where there is very little water. If it had leaves, the water inside the cactus could escape through the leaves into the hot air, and it would dry up.
Kind of like when I sweat when I play baseball.
Exactly. So instead of leaves, the cactus has a tough skin that keeps the water inside. It also has these sharp spines to keep animals from chewing holes in its skin. All of these things help the cactus stay alive in the desert. But if you think that's interesting, wait till you see this. This plant is called a Venus flytrap, and it's one of the few plants that actually eats its food.
Wow, that plant eats food just like you and me?
It sure does. The Venus flytrap grows in places where the soil doesn't have all of the nutrients it needs to survive. So the Venus flytrap can capture and eat insects.
That looks like the palm trees I see at the beach.
That's right. Some kinds of palm trees, like this one, are usually found near water. See those coconuts? They're actually the seeds of that palm tree. Many types of coconuts can float, so that if they fall in the water, they can drift along until they reach dry ground, where they can begin to grow. And here's another kind of tree that I bet looks familiar.
We have one of these trees in our front yard.
Yep. These are called oak trees. In order to save energy during the winter, when it's colder and there's less sunlight, oak trees lose their leaves.
I know all about that. I'm in charge of raking up all the leaves in our front yard.
Then, when spring comes and there's more sunlight, they grow new leaves to catch that sunlight. Speaking of cold weather, the plants in this next exhibit grow in the Tundra and Alaska.
Ooh, brr. It sure is cold in this exhibit.
That's because the tundra environment is among the Earth's coldest and harshest habitats. A couple of plants that can survive in this environment are bearberry and Arctic moss. The tundra has long, dark, cold winters, and the plants need to be able to survive when the ground is frozen. Most of these plants are very short, and so they grow close to the ground, where it's a little warmer than it is higher in the air. They also have dark leaves that help them capture more sunlight during the summer.
That's awesome! All these plants have special features that help them survive in their own habitats.
You're right, Lester. And when a plant has special parts that help it to survive in its habitat, those are called adaptations.
Okay, then I think I know the plant with just the right adaptations for my backyard.
Great, Lester. Which one do you think will survive in our habitat?
Since we have an oak tree in our front yard, let's plant one in the backyard too.
Great idea, Lester. I know someone who will be happy to help us dig the hole to plant this.
Bye everyone, see you later.